Payback and Talon, two groups that stand as interesting forms of antagonistic groups in the case of matter of their origins, purpose, and are not the same when it comes down to the center of power technically, or the record for how they're like and different from a built. But I would say in this case that when it comes down to their case of comparison, the people on them, and how they work as a team, it's very interesting things to talk about, especially because they never have worked as a formal team like other formal groups of fiction. And this is just a case of video to go ahead and reignite a case of matter of Creative Flame from a video that I made a long time ago, being Overwatch versus the Seven, where obviously I did a case verse about a matchup between those two, and obviously Payback is discount Avengers, while Seven is discount Justice League. So I wanted to go ahead and do a case of matter of the opposite team from the Seven, like the opposite team from Overwatch. Talon versus Payback. Hope you guys will enjoy. Let's go and get it in. Talon's organization is a criminal terrorist organization that feeds off of the needs of conflict, disorder, and cruelty. And their ideals are similar to the leader of Talon.Vs, aka Talon.Vs, where they want to pressure the world at different forms of chaos and conflict to make a new form of order for the means of terrorism, villainy, things like that pretty much. Doomfist, like I said, aka Talon.Vs, is the third Doomfist. There are two other Doomfists before him, the savior of the Omnic Crisis for Nubani, and the second one, Adeyemi, the scourge of Nubani. Doomfist became a former disciple / student to him after he lost his left arm in the Omnic Crisis, which is possibly the reason that inflicted a case of matter of ideals onto him that only the strong can survive in this world, and truly conquerors of the conquered are the best formed people to lay the new slate of things for the world. He eventually was told by his higher ups in Talon to take out Adeyemi as they saw more potential in Doomfist, like we know now, Akande, Kudimo. And so Doomfist, without even having the gauntlet, being just a former mercenary in Talon, defeated Adeyemi, which, with the case of gauntlet that he has, Adeyemi, to comparison to Doomfist's gauntlet, was said to be at a level of skyscraper. And so with this being said, this would be a large building plus level feat if we say that he could level a skyscraper in one punch, or a meteor strike, which would get to a greater kind of level of arguably at high end, a arguable sense of possibly, if you win, getting on to the dang near city level case of matter of Blam, if we say that he could do a meteor strike, and depending on how you see meteor strike from gameplay, to that account could be something higher. But besides that, he took the case of Gauntlet, advanced it, and grew more in power, and is one of, if not the strongest consistently of his team of Talon with the members that we have. As the Talon members is Doomfist, Moria, Widowmaker, Reaper, Sombra, Sigma, Marga, Baptiste, and Doomfist easily be one of the strongest, to the case of arguably the most skilled, as he was a renowned Fission martial artist who was skilled in boxing, wrestling, karate, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and other echelon of different possible descended to original created, restrained but pressurized form martial arts of Africa. As in gameplay, from being DPS to tank, Doomfist was a first efficient and very suffice to say tactically strategic form warrior, as he is again the leader of Talon when it comes down to the case of matter of the higher up Senate, and the case of the team that we're talking about now. And the big man is a very ferocious beast of a fighter. So this being said, Doomfist would be someone to be trifled with on one hand, but at the same time be someone not necessarily to take easy with when it comes down to the comparison of teams. So with this being said, when it comes down to speed and other takes, you could go with his AP and things beyond that in his arsenal. He has a shotgun left hand, that's the case of his prosthetic arm, a great metal hand that allows him to go ahead and break out of prison, which is punching a wall in, back to back mix at the same time. His right hand, which is not the prosthetic arm, his left hand is, and with the gauntlet, has capability of giving great protection, very fast with it, build up electricity and lightning to an extent, be able to grow in power and energy, cause bombastic shockwaves, crater in the floor. Was able to go ahead and send Genji flying and put him out of commission. He's able to spring up into the air and stay in the air for a very long time, or in this case, with meteor strike, literally become a meteor level case of matter of impact powerhouse that is able to cause bombastic crater and slam into the ground that easily gets to the matter of small building plus in a matter of weight. he's able to go ahead and scale over Winston. It comes down to dodging his Tesla cannon, which Tesla cannons in real life are able to scale to about 20 to 50% the speed of light. So you would get this man going from the higher sub-relativistic to considerably mid-relativistic when it comes down to scale. And then at the same time, he's obviously able to go and catch Tracer mid-teleportation, which will put him a little bit more confidently there. He's able to scale to a multi-case matter of blitz and light rays in gameplay, which considerably, again, is contextual, depending on how you perceive it. And at the same time, again, was able to go and defeat the case of matter of everybody in Overwatch. It's case of matter of Tim to go ahead and capture him and take him out in Nubani, except for Winston. But granted, by the case of his face in different accounts, Doomfist did not take Winston as seriously as he should have, and makes an underestimation the fact that Winston is physically stronger than him. He was overpowered and took him out with a quote-unquote primal punch. But because of Overwatch 2, with him training, upgraded him, his new cybernetic full cyborg body, and just objectively being more on one, there's an argument that he would scale more consistently to Winston, or all around be more powerful than him, depending on how you see it. But yeah, Doomfist is one of the top tiers in the verse. But for his other compadres, you have a case of someone like Widowmaker, who's a skilled assassin, one of the greatest to the greatest next to Anya and Marty, sniper and shooter in the verse, with having lethal, clean, great dynamic capabilities to be a shooter. The dead shot of the verse should be good when it comes down to the case matter of the members of Payback. They're not bulletproof or could be easy targets to go and shoot out the air, as she's skilled in the capability to get to a high point that no one else can get to, has poison, has see-through vision, aka a case of wall hacks, when she uses a satellite or some retinal form thing within her mask to do stuff, and knows how to get around, be skillful when it comes down to movement, things like that, and also has an assault rifle built into her sniper. Then you have Reaper, aka Gabriel Reyes, who is part of the Super Soldier program with Jack Morrison, aka Soldier 76, where he became a super soldier, being superhuman, hasn't really accolades doing great stuff like that, but has great military expertise, was a leader of Blackwatch and different co-case captain of Overwatch when it was just starting up, and was like a brother to someone like Jack Morrison. But then when he got more jealous that Jack Morrison was seen as more of the Captain America profound pretty boy symbol of Overwatch, he began to want to go and become something else, something stronger, something more disturbing. And so he enlisted someone like Moria, who is this crazy scientist woman who did a bunch of freak experimentations and was kicked out and labeled insane for a case of matter of her acts with all these different crazy drug wild frenzy case of matter of experimentations and stuff, to go ahead and be labeled as a criminal of these different acts. Is what she was doing, was disrupting different scientific experimentation and or being, I think, like infliction of actual pain to some people, basically like taking away human rights at this point. But she, again, from all this piece of crazy talk, is still a very high octane brain woman and skilled scientist, a technological witch, I guess you could say. And so she advanced Reyes' physiology, changing him into Reaper, a Deathstone Grin Reaper in the future. And within Blackwatch Retribution, he's able to tap into different laying of this capability and acts, things like that. Teleport, rafe around, be able to distribute his cells in different form of gases, to be able to move around faster. Has an infinite run of bullets, it basically seems like, with his Death Blossom and other stuff. Very skilled marksman and shooter, and it's just pretty much his Deathstone anybody. He also hypothetically cannot be killed unless you destroyed every part of him, but he can pretty much infinitely distribute his cells to be an everlasting gas, to where no one could technically kill him, but it still is a capability to knock him out or put him in critical damage, as he can be hurt and he can be put on the back foot a lot, depending on the pressure, as he's not the most physical opposing person, or in general the most long-lasting person. And it's been shown that he can be pushed back a little bit more easier. There's also an argument that he's not as competent as he would like to show himself to, as he has felt a lot of the time when it comes down to missions, and Reaper himself has a lot of ego, so there's that. Then we have Sombra herself, who's a skill hacker, skill mover, assassin, tracker, things like that. A lot of her more A-list stuff in this fight could not be used because none of the members on Payback have that much cracked out technology or things that she could really put her fingers into, I guess you could say. But the fact that she's even on this team and can move around and not be seen, give them in any case a matter of tips, is very good call out person. Trickster, sly, deceitful, is like the Loki of the team, I guess you could say. Would be helpful in the grandstand to be able to survive and put the hurt on them when it comes down to information and things like that. Next, we have Malga, the big brute of the team with 2 dual wielding case and miniguns, is a barist activity of gunpowder. This man knows how to go ahead and be a bruiser, a whole fucking loose cannon, chaotic driller of people, and even with all his wild activity and attitude, he is loyal and is a big ferocious dude when it comes down to fighting. Can steam himself up to be like Hoolu, is able to run through people, that'll be clacking bullets like no other, be just a demolition of power. And so Malga would be a good frontline hitter with things like that, and multiple times over has different technology that would help people in the grandstand to grow into a more fighting prowess, I guess you could say, which in this case is be able to entrap people and hold them down, and also just be a great shield for the team. With this being said, as there's 3 tanks on here that are very good for defense. Then next we have Moria herself, who, like I said, is technological witch, having great technology that's able to go and drain people's soul, it feels like, when it comes down to stabilizing their body, corrupt them with gases, clusterfuck them with multi-case and matter of array stuff, heal the team, has this Kamehameha-esque thing that pretty much just be able to eviscerate a person if you're not in the form of a superhuman or metahuman person, which is a half split on everybody on the team, and all around would just be a very fast, heavy case and matter of pressure person on the team of Talon. Next, and finally, coming up to be one of, if not the strongest character in the case of the verse in hypothetical potential, but that role would go to Yari, like we said before, in the case of matter of different accounts of one of my videos. When it comes down to who truly is the strongest character in Overwatch, she really holds concentrated power of the sun, which also proves the case of matter of Overwatch, at least having someone with more deliberate, hyper-fast showcasings of light, with that being said. But yeah, Sigma, to go back to, is a guy that can control gravity in some different situational ways. Sigma, aka Dr. Koopa, the oldest character in Overwatch, was a guy that was trying to understand the greater echelon of looks into the universe, trying to understand it on the most fundamental level. But within the case of matter of fell experimentation, look over into something, within analyzing a literal black hole, it disrupted and this technology could not contain it. And with that being said, fragged his mind, distorted his reality. Sigma, overall, as a character and power, is not the most case of consistent person, but when it comes down to what he can do in gameplay, his accounts, and when it came down to him being multi-time tested on, being a lab rat, and being seen as a great form of weapon by Talon to be utilized in multiple forms, he is a very powerful dude. Again, being able to control gravity, disrupt different form of particles, acceleration of the bonds within the case of matter of technology and control. But because of the fact that his mind is distorted, he could be a very loose and wild formatter of dude when it comes down to actually consistent usage of it. As someone like Sigma, again, is the most consistent dude because there's no case of matter of animated short or greater echelon of lore to really define his scaling, I guess you could say. And he in general is just that not very confident, good dude to really put on the front lines of greater grandstand battle, because Sigma doesn't know exactly what he's doing on the grandstand level. This doesn't mean to say that Sigma is stupid, because no, Sigma is one of the smartest in the verse. It's just mainly with his powers, you wouldn't necessarily depend on this man when it came down to actually moving around, trying to buck and do different echelon of different things and stuff like that, because he just simply put is just not built to the greatest comfort of capability to do stuff like that. So I would say, you know, depending on how you perceive this greater form of speed stand with the character, you could argue a bunch of different things. I've talked about it in depth form when it comes down to why Sigma is not stronger than Doomfist consistently, but pretty much the best way to say it is the fact that Doomfist and his characters are way faster than him, as Sigma would scale at low end supersonic to massively hypersonic with the helix rockets and different form matter of shooting from different matter of high perform automatic guns and different things like that he can scale to and suck within the case of matter of his little miniature black hole that we don't even know is technically a black hole by definition. He doesn't create a black hole within the case of matter of gameplay, and considerably, like, obviously it's a video game. These characters have to be able to combat him somehow, but there's an argument that he could never combat him to the greatest form because, simply put, he, Sigma, is objectively just not the case of matter of character to go ahead and hold this character of actual power, because when he was trying to contain a black hole, it disrupted his mind. So if he had any capability to shine out that greater power like stuff, he could not actually control it and do things with it. Because if he does actually have the capability to clock out a black hole, then that does make him a very crazy case matter of person in power. You know what I'm saying? Basically would be on his Dr. Doom activity. But he never showcased those capabilities, and it's just a freaking disingenuous statement to say he could at all. It more or less makes a vacuum of gravity that lifts people up and brings them down. What must come up must come down. You know, simple laws of gravity, you know what I'm saying, Newton style, you feel me? So that right there, within the vacuum and other capabilities and how he stands other characters in game contextually, would at least be small building level plus to maybe even just building level, and the potential could be higher. But yeah, that is it for the case of matter of Sigma. For Baptiste, even though being an ex-member of Talon and not being for him anymore, he obviously regretted a lot of the actions he did for Talon, as Talon was his way out from the Omnic Crisis and being one of the younger people who did not have a capability to do greater form things than what he did there. He desired to go and actually have a better form of peace in the grandstand for man, and now hunted down, more the case of matter of Talon freaking, I guess you say, outposts on some Jin Sakai and Far Cry shit, putting them out of commission, giving information to Overwatch, and wanting to make a difference from the past that he robbed. And so, with this being said, for what he can do in the case of matter of Overwatch is make people damn near immortal. In the case of matter of different heals, different capabilities in the matter of scanning and form of people to go ahead and set up different shots of them. When it comes down to his scout looker thing, he also is able to advance anybody's form of gunshots or long range capabilities from scouting. He could jump very high. My man's black, you know, comes territory joke side though. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Talon all around. The case of matter of the heavy hitters would obviously be Doomfist, Malga, and Sigma, and the great form range people would be, in the case of matter of Widowmaker and Reaper, depending on the case with stuff, and Moria and Baptiste will keep up with the heals and Sombra. Can't really do that much, but you know, she's there. With this being said, and you know, the speed scaling at highest end really does all go to Doomfist. But besides talking about Talon, let's go ahead and talk about Payback. The boys, Payback, the ex-premier superhero team before the Seven. The Seven took their place after the case of matter of someone like Homelander being born and coming into play on a greater deal and being made to basically be the case of matter of Discount Justice League, while the case of Payback is obviously Discount Avengers. Their leader, Ben, from the south side of Philly, being rich, born privileged, and going to boarding school but fucking up and multiple times being disappointed to his father, wanted to prove himself. And so he went to his war buddies in the War Department and got into Vought's great grand Compound-V trials, becoming the strongest soldier ever exists in the world, but at the same time becoming the strongest superhero in the world, strongest man in the world, becoming Discount Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, becoming Soldier Boy. But no Superman dance with this one though. Soldier Boy is the strongest person in the verse next to Homelander, and is the strongest case of matter of character at this time that we're talking about in the history. Soldier Boy was so strong that he went about killing most innocent people and out of pocket things because no one could tell him nothing. He was a racist, privileged, abuser, and out-of-pocket person, especially from the verbal abuse of his father, who said even when he came back with the tick parades of his great accomplishment at surviving these unstable trials of Compound-V, his father said a real man wouldn't cheat. And so, this being said, Soldier Boy went about becoming more and more like a monster, like how he felt about his father. And so, Soldier Boy would later on be deemed to be a person that could not be control, not be under sense a matter of reasonable talking to. And so they corroborated a plan with the case of him beating his dick into a cup to create Homelander, technically as being his technical biological son, between him and DNA of another woman. He, Soldier Boy, culminated into a sense of an unstable prick that needed to be taken out. And so Vol corroborated a plan with Payback, a team that already hated him because he treated them badly, like Black Noir, who would try to move up, and Soldier Boy was like, nah, you black and you trying to move up more past me, fuck out of here. You move up more behind me, I'm gonna go and put you in the ground activity, was what he said. And he cheated on Crimson Countess multiple times and blatantly in front of her, so they wanted him out too. So in Nicaragua in '82, during the case matter out of effect from the case matter of Vietnam War or something like that, they Payback and try to take him out. It would not go super as smooth plan entirely, as someone like Black Noir would be heavy injured from this, who wanted to go ahead again, like how he's trying to move up and move past him, right? This man wanted to go ahead and take him out, but failed with getting his brain split with the shield of Soldier Boy and his face skinned by him as well. And other case team members even be able to stun or put him a little bit off put, like Maestro being able to look inside his eyes and be able to disrupt his brain, because he's able to do that as mind hacks, unlike case matter of someone like Harrison Homelander, where someone like Newman can't boil his blood up inside his head to go ahead and burst open his head, right? She's afraid of doing that. She can never do that, right? In this case, someone like Maestro was only able to give him a headache, and he was already able to go ahead and beat them here and there and get them off of him. But the thing is that he couldn't get a chance to full beat them, as again he's the strongest of the team, the MVP, right? They could never actually defeat him without the case of preparated gas from Crimson Crowns, who tangled around his back and got that skull on his neck to his mouth, where he died. Or there and there, of case of nauseation, right? It seemed like to them, but he wasn't actually dead in this case. He was just knocked out. But actually, the plan to go about killing him was more and more set up by the Russians, who injected him, tortured him, did all these things to him to plan to kill him and make him a weapon. And so he was injected with some gamma radiation or some form of products that will allow him to go ahead and do his Dragon Ball Z-esque exploding move, this ultimate like activity where he would be able to blow up anything around him in a super large fucking radius, and do a case of matter of building to city block level plus level case of matter of output and power. And he should already be consistently over that, as again he was able to defeat Black Noir, who's easily building level from surviving a blast from Abib, or is it Keeb? I don't know how to say his name. No, like, respect to like anybody of Arabic descent, or like shame to like Khabib Nurmagomedov, a go-to UFC fighter. But he is able to cause building level explosions, and Black Noir is unfazed from that, which is a mix of the suit and his own durability. So yeah, pretty commonly you should be over that. Also, scaling over Billy and scaling to Homelander should put him in that, as you know, like I said with my Genji versus Queen Maeve video, his skill should be top in the verse and next to Queen Maeve considerably. Granted, he never fought in any war, he never stormed Normandy, he never fought the Nazis, ain't built like that, but he was able to go ahead and scale over these people for a time, or bang with them for a great deal. Queen Maeve, I would say, has more skill and is arguably stronger than Billy, and is able to rock with Homelander even if he's holding back. And at the same time, just in general, is just a whole different built person. And so with this being said, I would say this would grant him the reasonable scale that you see it from being already stated by Billy to have need for a freaking atomic or hydrogen bomb to blow him up, right? To be from the case of matter of town to considerably city level, or depending how you perceive the case of matter, there are statements of, oh, Homelander cannot be affected by any weapon on the planet, or taking New York off the actual fucking map, which would be a mountain level. He should be easily the case of matter of large town level the most consistently. But speed makes him a whole different animal. As you see with speed, he is able to go ahead and react to Starlight's lights, be able to react to the heat vision, aka scorch the earth by Billy. Same time with Homelander, rock with them. They're able to scale to each other, get around each other, pretty consistent, which will put him easily in the mid to arguably faster than the speed of light, from 50% to speed of light to pushing on to that considerably as he scales Starlight's lights, able to take a bombastic shockwave from her when she gets full lighted up, right, from electricity. And there's already been mixed scale with this being said, right, depending on how you perceive he's being light or not. But the lowest thing you say none of this is light, he should be massively hypersonic with scaling to Homeland and the others. If not, he should easily be a light timer and consistently on that speed, especially because official audio says it. It's mixed perception to go ahead and say this is light, same time with the heat vision being laser eyes, all that stuff. So he should be consistently in that ratio right there. So yeah. Then when it comes down to the rest of his team, they don't really have any bigger form scales. We're more going to be saying what they can do and the possibility of what they can help with in the fight. So like Crimson Countess, she is no case a matter of actual Countess at all, because Shawty does not actually have anything better than just her hand super, which if she cannot keep multi-spamming her fucking triangle as shit, she cannot do anything. But Crimson Countess, or case of matter of Countess, when she puts her hands together, she blips out a beam that's able to blow people up, which would scale in the case of matter of low end wall to about small building level actually, which could be helpful if she actually can get that timing off to one shot anybody, right? Then you have the Wonder Twins that are able to shock people with electricity when they put their hands together and TNT blitz a person. It was just able to stagger Soldier Boy, right? But they were confident that it could possibly actually do something to him. But to be fair, that was more like a fear tactic. They couldn't actually do anything to him if they really wanted to in this case instance. So I would say that there's an argument probably to say that yes, indeed, that they could not do anything truly in the grandstand to actually hurt anyone except for the little form people in comparison. And at the same time, when it comes down to the capability for others in comparison, like Maestro, his mind hacks can only work so good if he actually gets on a person, and his physical capabilities are not there as a fucking Soldier Boy. I've started to laugh at this man's demise, right? Because he already didn't deserve this shit. Got fucking fodderized as soon as this nigga Soldier Boy got lined up with a fucking knife and CSGO'd that nigga. He got fucking demolished. There was nothing good coming for this man. Swatto can only fly like a butterfly. Black Noir would actually be helpful with his skill, suit, capabilities, but this is when he's younger, so there's an argument that, you know, maybe depending on how you perceive the advancements of capabilities with him, that his greater cases of feats and or scaling is not as consistent. But I would say that you could give everything that he does when he's older the same means, or even just give older Noir the benefit of the doubt to be here, right, regardless if he betrayed him, right? And then finally Gunpowder, right, who is this nigga Soldier Boy's fucking little squad, little fucking bitch buddy, right, who pretty much plays like the case of matter of the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, to this man Soldier Boy, who is getting beaten around like a little fucking kid, bitch made and shit, right, who doesn't have any powers from what I know, but probably in the case of a great marksman skills, he was able to outgun Billy considerably and was pushing Bully activity beyond comprehension, because Billy was over here on 1 HP, it seemed like, after he pulled some Aaron Black shit. So, you know, maybe he could shoot out some other people, but I don't think I need to explain more. So, in conclusion, to get this done, as is a long video and a lot of things to talk about and a change of music as well, I would say simply that this fight really is a mixed bag, as there's a lot of variables to it. So first of all, I feel like damn near everybody in town will be alive, and if you give the greatest wink luckiness to someone like Crimson Countess, right, you can maybe, just maybe, possibly blow up Malga. But I think that's only because of two things: the fact that Malga is a wild card, a wild frenzy, ballistic bulldog, right, nigga, gladiator Samoan, right, which I really fuck with. I fuck with the voice actor, I fuck with the design. Malga is just a beautiful character, right, normal. But the fact that as well him being a big ass target would help. But I think arguably, depending on how you perceive the game's contextualism, and even though Malga's not had any consistent fight, there's an argument that Malga indeed is a mixed ball character when it comes down to the credit of him being a guy that could, you know, considerably be in the small building stand or not, or even plus. So You know, I don't necessarily see it honestly happening, but I don't see it happening as consistent enough to really matter. But I see every member of Talon killing easily every other member, and only Black Noir being considerably a problem, like with Soldier Boy. As Swato's getting shot out the air by Windmaker, or getting clocked immediately with a rock by Sigma. The Wonder Twins is getting obliterated by Reaper, or even Sombra. You know, Uzi them up, get around them, blick them. Malga will fucking bulldoze Black Noir, and Black Noir will either outspeed him by half, because Black Noir never scaled to any light or anything. He just kind of took it like a champ by Starlight, and I would say he's more like a bullet timing to maybe like damn near hypersonic, because him being faster than a car would not get him there, but the supersonic independently perceive that as a mixed thing. And also, like, travel speed and reaction speed is two different things. I don't think I need to explain that, hopefully not. And like Sigma, Malga, Baptiste will keep infinite healing. So, you know, depending on how much damage, you know, Crimson Counter shit does to Sigma or Malga, I don't really know how much it would do, because again, it's a mix of they're even on that scale. But I believe they would survive, and we go by gameplay. Baptiste, if he feels like that could really do some damage, would survive. I feel like Crimson Counter, she gets a good like setup on Baptiste, more reasonable. Same time with Moria, even though Moria can teleport, she'll suckle out. Crimson Counter dance around her. You know, can get some help from Reaper. Doomfist can one-shot anybody that comes to him on the enemy team, even considerably Black Noir, arguably. And so the only person that matters is Soldier Boy. And it's simply put, Soldier Boy will, even if you think he's not as light speed as considerably in comparison to two characters mainly on Talon, which in this case is considerably, you could argue, Sigma. Soldier Boy is way too durable to damn right way more faster than anybody except for Doomfist. But here's a comparison. Let's say that Soldier Boy takes out every member of Talon, right, eventually in this crosswide fight, and let's say the fight takes place in Central Park, New York, right, simplified, in the open, even field, right, common kind of area for niggas to be bucking, real life or not, right. So in this instance, okay, Soldier Boy considerably could get tired or not, and with his speed, bland for everybody, viscerate niggas, describe the most fucking vile, gross, grotesque things while doing it to them, right? And at the same time, in the mix, just being a whole fucking demolitioner in the case of killing and taking these niggas out. Doomfist, even at his best credit of speed, would even push more hypothetically faster than light, and again would be more good medium-esque. So Soldier Boy is about like 40 to damn near 60% faster than anything Doomfist could give by the speed ratio. And even if you think somehow that Soldier Boy is in light or Doomfist in light, Soldier Boy would just be objectively way more stronger than any of them, and eventually he'll just swap them and kill them. And even if you same time you think that some of these characters would be fast to get around, Soldier Boy is just way too strong. It's pretty much Soldier Boy literally 1v8ing everybody, and eventually he'll just take them all. There's nothing that they could do that could take him out. Summer can't hack him. Sigma could throw everything, unravel the ground, break him down bit by bit, throw him into the fucking sky, and Soldier Boy still wouldn't die. And yeah, I wouldn't think Sigma mentally would think to throw him in space, which even we don't know if he could do that. Okay, you know, it'd be hard to damn near impossible for him to kill Reaper, but he'd probably just knock his ass out. And then Doomfist, you know, he's gonna get blamed through. And again, he will just multi-case of times destroy niggas, dominate them, and just blitz through them. There would be nothing physically, mentally, or spiritually for them to be able to do to actually comprehend him in speed or actually tackle anything that he could throw at them. You know what I'm saying? So simply put, all around, Payback wins by the carry of Soldier Boy. But tell me what y'all think. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out, mommy. Love y'all.